Good morning, everyone. It's August 7th, 2025. I hope you guys are all doing well. Sorry for the delay this morning. There was an unexpected mysterious guest at the front door, so causing a little trouble here. But I am live now.
There was an unexpected
Hold on, there's another technical difficulty on my phone. But anyways, I am here now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for being here and waiting as well. We've got Connie Phillips in the chat. We've got Ricky Green out there, Ravens Wings, and also Lisa Victoria I see out there. Thank you all for being here. So we're going to get into it in a few different things today. We're going to do a galactic reading. Usually I'll just do a reading for the collective and see what comes through. But this time it's going to be a little bit different, getting galactic information, so messages from our star families to all of us starseeds. So, and for the US, for other countries around the world. So it's a global reading, but galactic messages coming through for the whole collective. So we are going to do that. And I'm also going to look into a little bit about, okay, so we have first let me start with one of our dear soul tribers, a longtime friend of mine, actually. Her grandson is in the military. All right, so he's just onboarding, he's just joined, he's there. But they did undergo a lot of the vaccinations. So we are going to pull cards also on the military. They are disclosing to the family that they don't do mRNA anymore, that it's not required. But we are going to check with the cards and see, because with a lot of research, it's still out there saying that the military does. Are they really doing it in disguise and saying that they're not? You know, what's going on there? So we're going to check in on the military. And I know there's a lot more of you out there that can relate, and you have loved ones in the military. So yeah, we're going to look into that. That's a serious thing. We're also going to send a prayer to him because he is not feeling so well because of the vaccines that he's received. So we're also going to do that. Before we do a prayer for him, for Aiden, before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you who donated and supported for last show on Tuesday with Janine Steffens for her niece, Dominique. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported and, went to that GoFundMe and you guys donated. Thank you all so much for helping. Janine says thank you. She greatly appreciates it, and as well as Dominique as well. But thank you all for being so sweet and so giving. I want to share something real quick. I found this just yesterday about, a lot of you come to me when we have readings and whatnot, asking, well, how do you pray? Like, how do you do it? I just don't know how to do it, or I would do it more. It's not really, there's no right or wrong. So here's something that I think would help a lot of you. It helped me, and it kind of summed it up, kind of what I was already telling people. But there's no right or wrong way. It's all about intention. It's all about how you speak and where it's coming from, which is your heart and your genuine caring nature. That's where it comes from, because that's a frequency. So this was really cool that I found. But to bless something is to infuse it with frequency. It's not just a kind thought. It's an energetic transmission, a conscious charge that alters the very vibration of whatever it touches. Everything holds frequency, and we know this. Words, images, spaces, sounds, even the digital creations, everything you're seeing out there, like thumbnails and banners for shows and stuff, it's a good example. It holds a frequency, and if you are resonating with that frequency, if you're vibrating at that same vibration, you're going to be pulled in to watch that. You're going to be attracted to it because it's attraction. So everything holds frequency. Frequency is not neutral. It's either scattered or coherent, low or high, distorted or clear. When you bless a scroll, a space, or a moment, you transform its energetic signature. So it shifts from being random or recreational into being intentional, radiant, and aligned. So everything you speak, you do, you see, you're attracted to, you engage in, everything that you do, it has and holds frequency. When you bless something with peace or someone with peace, the energy will calm. It just does. So anything in your words, your intentions, it's all about the intention, the tone of the voice. It's everything. So don't ever like not pray or not send frequency or loving energy to someone just because you're afraid you're going to do it wrong, you know? Because I hear that a lot. A lot of individuals come to me and they're like, I'm just afraid to even, I don't even know how to do it. So I just don't, I think about it, but then I just don't do it. But that's just it. You don't even think about it. You just do it. And you're in the flow state. You're in heart coherency, open heart. So it's all about being genuine. No right or wrong. So don't ever be afraid to. Send loving energy to everyone. So as a collective here today, we're going to do a prayer for Aiden, who is in the military. And he's not feeling so well because of the vaccines that the military has put in him. All right. And he's not used to vaccines. He's never had them. Okay. So he's an anti going into that. And, they have to. There's mandatory ones that they have to take, unfortunately. But he really wanted to be in the military. So it's a double-edged sword. But now he's not feeling so well. He is fighting vasculitis, okay, right now. But we're going to do a little prayer just for him, just for Aiden. We're going to say thank you, Gabriel, Raphael, and angels for surrounding Aiden in healing, nurturing light. We are so grateful for his full recovery to health. It's a joy for him to live, and we surrender this situation all to you, knowing that the best outcome is created for Aiden and that he is blessed with healing, nurturing light surrounded him to protect him to always have full health and full recovery. Amen. So right now, he's battling vasculitis for about 5 weeks. He'll be in a recovery, I guess. But yeah, we're sending love frequency out to him and his family that he recovers. As you all know, well, maybe some of you don't know, but there's no contact with him. When you're in the military, they take the phones, everything's away. So that leaves the families without direct contact. They don't know what's really going on at all. So it's really sad. But my heart goes out to the family as well. So all of the military, we do have some military veterans in the chat, and feel free to share anything that you have out there in the live chat too. But anyways, let's pull some cards on the military. All right, I do have a banner that I made earlier. Let me pull that up. So these are the requirements. And currently, this is good. Currently, they are claiming, and they claimed this to the family of Aiden. They claimed that the COVID-19 mRNA is not required. So making it seem as if, okay, we didn't do that one, But what I want to check with the cards, okay, and also, and not just the cards don't speak, but you know what I mean. I'm going to channel the information. But anyways, all of these things, the adenovirus, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, influenza, measles, mumps, rubella, MMR. That one is a big one, but it's I think it's meningococcal or something. Poliovirus, the tetanus, and the varicella, and the COVID-19. All right, but let's ask the question. So those are all the requirements, that they've always required. But let's ask it now. This is for all of you that have loved ones in the military, thinking about going in the military. This is for all of you. So let's just take a look into it. Is the military being honest when they claim that they are no longer doing the COVID-19 vaccinations? Here we go. Let's just take a look into it. All right, so yeah, there has been a force to stop. Okay, so they have been forced to stop that. So I do believe they're being honest. I wanted to go ahead and confirm and check this for the family out there. But yeah, so they did stop this. There's a force stopped to change, and then the Four of Cups. Because of all of the information that will soon be released. We already know that some has been released about how it's so bad and it was such a pandemic. But there's also more information coming out about the DNA. So it was a forced stop. They are being honest about it. Let me look further into, because I'm a believer, and I know a lot of you are, that, and hopefully I don't get a strike for this, but the flu vaccine, okay, the flu vaccine, in my opinion, I'm going to just state it that way for YouTube, in my opinion, is also very bad, all right? I never believed that it was any good, never even had one at all. But let's look into the flu vaccine, okay? Let's take a look. Are they putting the mRNA into the flu vaccines? Here we go. Ten of Pentacles. So this would appear that it's a yes, okay? Any reader that would pull cards and receive these cards would be a yes. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. So yes. And with the Seven of Pentacles being there, it is in relation to the past. So this is also showing us that, yes, even in the past, decades and so on, they have been sneaking things in there as well. So I am not a supporter or believer in any vaccine. I wouldn't do it to any child either. I am very thankful that RFK removed it off of the school requirements for the children. But also, I just feel even the shots for babies, when they're just born, I think that is so wrong, and I would never do that either. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not here to steer anyone a certain way. Just have to state that on YouTube here. I'm not here to, tell people what to do or what not to do, but this is just my intuitive belief, and that's where I stand. So yeah, not good. Here's from Performance. Only to make us sick, all to do with pharma, the circle of money. Exactly. And that's why all those pentacles came out as well in the cards. Yes, that's so true. Michelle saying if she had a chance to do it over, she would not vaccinate the children. Yeah, and you know what? None of us knew that, even my mom, and our grandparents and all. No one knew that it was harmful. Nobody knew. So don't beat yourself up over it. But yeah, nowadays, definitely, I wouldn't. I don't advise it. Let's see, Donna Upton out there sharing her story. Yeah, definitely share stories to help each other. I love to see that, the support in the chat. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and see. I saw something in the chat. Sorry, I got distracted. We're going to go ahead. So the military, yes. So they're being truthful about removing the COVID-19. So that's what we just went over. Now there's this was a prediction that I made. I know I said that on Tuesday, and I said it before, I think, with Jason on Sunday. But anyways, when I was channeling outside, I do it in the sun now. I just channel and I get information. But what I continue to see and get that comes through, and I see it in bold letters, okay, that there's some sort of an attack on water. Yes, I've been seeing water events, and all of that's, there's been a flood in New York and things and whatnot. There will be more water events, but this is a separate thing that I keep channeling. There's some sort of contamination in the water that may cause a severe illness, a skin rash, all of that. So I want to pull cards right now on my own prediction. Okay, I want to do that. And I just want to see if there's more details to this. Is this going to affect the school system? Okay, because I have also channeled during my meditations that the schools would be interrupted, possibly even canceled, send everyone home, that kind of thing. So let me just take a look, just for everybody. Let's just take a look into it. School just started in a lot of areas in the country. So let's just see this contamination on the water. Is there going to be a contaminated water causing severe illness? Any details? Here we go. So the Tower, Ten of Wands, Page of Cups. So this is a yes. So there is this activity, I believe, with the Ten of Wands being a completion, pretty much already done, that this is already set. This is already set in advance. We do have the Tower card. I want more information on that. And that is betrayal. We've got the Eight of Swords. So this is definitely an attack on the people. We also have the Toxic card. I use the Death card as it's a toxic symbolism, because it triggers anything toxic will trigger you to break free from it, death and rebirth, transform, get away from it. So that's what I also see here too. So is this going to be a massive, I want to know if this is going to be a massive outbreak that causes schools to close or affects children at all. Is that something that's coming through directly to tell me that the children are in danger? Yes or no? So now I'm receiving that card that does symbolize children, the Six of Cups, Four of Cups, and then the illusion of the Pisces moon card. So let me get more information. So it is a yes that it can and will. What's coming through this water thing, this water outbreak, skin rash, irritant. I want more information on that too, the skin area. But yes, with children. Now, what is this? I want more information on the moon card. What is Spirit trying to tell me about the moon card? Let's take a look. Eight of Pentacles, Three of Cups. So there's already, so it looks like there's already knowledge that there's contaminated water that can cause this. So I feel Trump already knows. The administration already knows. They're already taking action towards to try to stop this or get it under control. There's the Nine of Swords. Will they get this under control? What is the Nine of Swords about? More information. Here we go. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Swords. So they will get it under control. But I do think, and I'm going to ask it just for more confirmation, will schools close due to the fact that there will be some sort of outbreak? And will it be affecting skin? Will it be an irritant such as a rash? Here we go. All right, so yeah, there's great protection around it. There's the Justice for the children, and then we have the Magician. So they'll be able to help the children that do get affected, but yes, it will interrupt, I believe, the school system, their schedule. I do believe that they will be having to go home. All right, I don't know how soon this is going to happen. I can ask. Spirit doesn't like to give time frames, especially when I'm meditating. They never give me time frames. But like we saw with the earthquake in Russia, and then affecting, the tsunami warning and all that stuff, all that kind of happened quickly after I saw it. So, I mean, maybe it's soon, but let's take a look. How soon are we talking about seeing this affect the schools and the water? Here we go. Seven of Cups, the Empress, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm not really getting a direct answer other than one. I heard the number one. So I need to ask, is that a month away, or is that 1 week away, or is that 1 day away? Here we go. Queen of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ten of Cups. It's possible, that it's before October. Because I'm seeing October. But I do believe it's possibly going to happen before October. But the good news is they'll have it under control, and it's not necessarily going to be a chaotic, crazy, terrible event, okay? But thank you all for all your support in the chat. I see some comments coming through. If I see anything I'm pulled to pull up on screen, I will. I'll put you on screen. See what you guys are saying out there. But I really appreciate all the support, all of you guys continuously watching. We have a great show coming up on Sunday, so Jason will be back. We'll have a great show with him on Sunday. Looking forward to that. Here's a question from Vicky. Have they always been doing mRNA vaccines, or is it more recent? Wondering if our bodies can process through some of it naturally. Let's look into that. Let's ask that question. Can the body, the human body, can it process through some of this naturally, the mRNA? And have they been, including the mRNA in all vaccines over a long decades of time, or is this just more recent? Here we go. Again, very toxic to the people. So I think some human bodies, I'm just going to put it that way, some of us can process it and some of us cannot. So it really depends on the health of the individual. It's situational at this point. Now the 6 of Cups, it's showing us children. Then I got the 4 of Cups with the 8 of Swords. All right, so they were trying to target specifically the children. The younger they can get it in them, the better for their terrible scenario agenda here, because it long term will affect the DNA and the way that the DNA continues to grow. And when they have new DNA cells processing and coming on, the recovery isn't that great because it affects the immune system. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, the Moon card. So it looks like the whole agenda here was to get it into the very young from the early stages of their lives. So yeah, it's always been. So, I mean, honestly, I think most of us have already had it in our system. Let's take a look further deeper into this. All right, the mRNA. So over time, it's actually a stronger dose as of recently, because recently we're getting the 10 of Wands, the Tower. So they were really trying to cause more destruction, of more recent times. So since 2020. Before 2020, I'm still getting that it was a little bit more mild, but still would greatly affect your DNA and change the DNA, causing more health issues. That's another part of their agenda, is to get it in the system and basically an experiment to see, well, let's see how many, different age groups, different ethnicities, let's see how they react, So I think a lot of this was just an experiment to see how destructive can we basically bring down and suppress humanity, unfortunately. And I hate to say that, but that's what's coming through. Here's a super chat. Thank you so much from Kylie 320. Kristen, my twin grandsons were born Monday that you were so kind to do the reading on a while back. Can you do a reading on whether the hospital has given them mRNA vaccines or the hepatitis B? Okay, let's take a look. And congratulations, because that's awesome. Twin grandsons. And I remember doing your reading. I loved it. That was so fun. So let's take a look. Have those 2 little grandsons, have they been given the mRNA vaccines? So I am getting the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so it is a yes. It is a yes, but it doesn't mean that they're, ruined for life. It doesn't, because there are things that we can do to suppress the effects of it. You can still detox. You can still get it out of your system. And again, everything is situational. Every single body is situational, how it's going to handle it. Okay, so that was a yes. Let's see, what about the hepatitis B? Here we go. 2 of Swords, 9 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So the hepatitis B, it looks like they did receive more of a mild form of that. So that one's not really going to affect them as much as the other vaccines that they received. For your situation, this isn't for everyone, but for their situation, the twin grandsons. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we can do, and they're going to also, in my findings, okay, of my readings and findings and research and channeling, that there are also going to be things that they come out with that can really help push along a further, deeper detox. I really think RFK is going to be doing that. So something else is going to come about that's going to help everyone who has had it, because everyone is going to flip, especially those that are so, they're always for it and they're always getting every single thing that comes out, So there's definitely going to be relief for the people. They're not going to just let so many die. I mean, yes, it's situational and you can't save everybody, but it changes the DNA, and it depends on how that person's body is going to handle it. Is it going to heal it? Is it going to continue to multiply, grow in volume? I've seen in my channeling that it actually, when it changes the DNA, it grows in volume. And basically, it's like the body it can't shrink it down. It can't break it down for it to dissolve, because it grows in a voluminous way, Kylie 320, yes, I do feel that they're going to be fine. The good news is that they just arrived, they just got here. But as time goes on, they can, what depends on their diet as well. As we know, sugar will feed on it. Certain unhealthy things are going to feed on it and make it worse as it continues to grow and change the DNA. But if you detox and live healthy, then I do believe they'll be fine, totally fine. I really do. I'm not here to cause any panic. We're just looking into all of it, but definitely, I believe they're going to be okay. I got no indication through the reading that they wouldn't be, But let's move forward here. So as we're talking about this DNA stuff, mRNA, all of that, how things are changing. We did a reading on the military. In case you weren't here, you might have missed it. But the military they're being truthful that they did remove the COVID-19 vaccine from the requirements. But as we're getting into this and we're talking more and more about this, I want to do a galactic reading. So galactic reading for everyone in the collective from our starseed families. So most of us are starseeds. I do believe that. Especially if you are you're open to this kind of stuff, the woo and all. Of course you are. There's no doubt in my mind that you're not. Okay, so we're gonna get some information. I'm gonna switch decks. It's still my deck, but a newer deck. We're gonna change it. We're gonna ask for galactic messages from the star family. So all star families, all of them. All right, Pleiadians, Lyrans, all of them. But those are who I really connect with, so I know that they'll come through. Also, Metatron. I always call a Metatron to help me for galactic messages when I need information for my own healing. But here we go. Let's take a look into this. And it does tie in. The reason why I wanted to do it this way is because the galactics in my channeling that I've already done, they are included in the healing of humanity. So they are going to pull through for us, the good galactics. Okay, so the good star families, because we know there's good and bad of everything, but the good will come through at the proper time, not at this moment, but they are going to come through. I do think it's possibly 2025. We will look into it though and see if they'll give me an answer. But I do believe they're going to come through in the great healing of humanity, and that's also tied in with the med beds and all of that stuff. So I feel like it's all around the same time, but I want to get more information. So I'm going to use my cards, my tool here. But that's what I can tell you, that I received that information just automatically without anything. They are definitely going to help with this crisis as the crisis continues to grow regarding mRNA and all of that stuff, and what they're doing with the food and how they've put it in the food to then enter our bodies, So the galactics are included in the healing of humanity. I am going to use my cards now. Let's see what other information can we receive from the galactic starseed families that would like to come through at this time. I am connected to the Pleiadians and the Lyrans. I am also connected greatly to Metatron. So any information that you guys would like to come through with, please let us know so I can share it with the collective. And it is August 7th, 2025. Here we go. first card, the card of healing, the Three of Swords. Let's see where this goes. Let's see what information comes through as I pull. So they're showing me what I'm getting. These cards are triggering the information. We have the off-planetary, so the galactics are entering the scene, okay? So they are going to enter the scene. They have the strategy for the great healing to bring strength back to humanity so that humanity can dominate once again. And that has a lot to do with the power and control. The King of Cups here. So King of Cups, I believe they're trying to symbolize him as Trump, the great. He's one of their great leaders. He is a galactic leader. Okay, galactic leader. They're King of Cups. So they're trying to show me that this is a leader not only for us, but he is also a leader in the galactics as well. The Eight of Cups, off-planetary. So the off-planetary version of him. As we all have different versions of ourselves, but he is also in a different dimension, doing a lot of strategy to help heal humanity. That's the healing, that's the clearing, the cleansing. Okay, so let's see where this goes. As we get into strategy here with the Seven of Swords, we did get the Strength card. Okay, so the Strength card is ultimately more healing. I do sense the children are connected to that. So the children are first priority above all. They're already being healed on other dimensions. Let's see what else we can get here. Five of Cups. Okay. So those that have passed and have gone to, they graduated to the other side due to the mRNA or any type of DNA manipulation before 2020, because it was already going on. So a lot of cases, a lot of people passed away because of manipulation of the medical system, which we know that now. But anyone who was manipulated, so, they left at a different time prematurely. Okay. But it was a part of their contract is what's coming through. So it was already a part of their contract, but it seemed premature. Those individuals are returning, but they are returning in a different form, and they are returning more as galactic. So in a galactic form. So loved ones will be coming through and coming back as their starseed, light body, their form of the galactic form. That's what's coming through. Ten of Swords. So they are going to help in the exposure of the betrayal. Those that left too soon. If it seemed like they left too soon and the medical industry was to blame. And I know a lot of you, my grandfather too, he was definitely, they did him wrong for sure. But anyone who was betrayed by the medical system and prematurely left the earth plane, even though it was in their soul contract, to us it seemed like not right, and it was premature, and they killed him, right? I know they did to my grandfather too. So anyone who is betrayed, and I feel that he's around here helping me here, but anyone who is betrayed by the system, they will be returning. They're a part of the disclosures, but they will be returning in their galactic form. So let's see more about that. More galactic form. What is this? Does this mean? Because what's coming through now is that the dimensions collide, they unite. So that is the different dimension that they are in right now, our loved ones that are galactic DNA, they're connected, starseeds. So they will be coming back in that dimension, uniting with this dimension to disclose. Let's see more information here. So they may look different because they'll be in their galactic form. That's what I'm getting. They're going to look a lot different. Here we go, the Two of Cups. We also have, Page of Wands, and then the Devil card. So it's for the children. It's for what they've done. It's the trafficking. It's all of that. So that's what they're also a part of, the galactics, because they have the children, those that they were able to save, that it wasn't too late. They were able to take them and heal them, the galactics, the star families that are coming through. Okay, so there will be uniting here as well. Children will also be uniting. Those that were abducted, some of them were abducted to be healed, okay, to get them away from the dark and take them away. So the Devil card and the High Priestess as well. So there's even individuals, there's been children also that have been abducted what I'm getting is abducted by the bad, dark galactics too. So the deep state that were also reptilian. All of the reptilians, all of those, there's something else too that's not reptilian, but it looks like some type of reptile, but it looks different. It's like a gross, it looks like a slimy thing. That's what I'm getting. But anyways, there's other creatures, I'll just put it that way, that have also been a part of this whole deep state abduction of the children. It's what I'm going to put it as because we're on YouTube. But there's a lot going on there with the dark galactics versus the good. But the good ones, and especially those that we know, our loved ones, some of them, I don't know if it's all of them, but I feel some of them are coming back to disclose. And it is all because of the children. They're needed. It's like an army. The army of the galactics are coming through. Knight of Wands. They will be in different form. So when there are like the UFO sightings, yes, we know UFOs exist. At least all of us here know, okay? We know that they exist. But also there's that transformation, okay? So your loved ones may not, when they come back to disclose and they come back as their galactic form, just like each and every one of you have a different body. It's almost like a light body. It's a lot like, this is how I feel it is. It's why I designed my other deck like this, but I feel that that's similar, okay? But as they come closer to you, you can see their features. You'll know it's them. But I do believe when we do get UFOs, actually showing themselves and everyone knows it, we can see it, they're actually disclosing it now. But also the light beings that come are not just light beings or aliens. They're actually your loved ones that are star seeds, and that they are working together to help the children. They've been helping to heal the children and heal other people as well that have been wrongfully killed by the system here on the earth plane. So I do believe that they are all coming together. They will unite. They will unite with this planet Earth. Now, this I feel, I know there's a lot of, there's people out there that have talked about the new Earth, and I believe in the new Earth, but I don't believe that it's like, the snap of your fingers and then everything turns golden and beautiful and everything's just so perfect again. Or heavenly or whatever. I don't think it's an instant thing, but what I do think is that, and what I'm being shown is that it merges. So the earth will merge with the dimension of our galactics, our loved ones, the angelic galactics. So even if you have a loved one that's more of a guardian angel, but they're connected to the star seeds as well. We all are. So starseed galactics, angel galactics, there's different types of them, as we know. There's different breeds. There's different, like the Lyrans, the Palladians, and Syrians and whatnot, right? There's so many different types, okay? So they're going to appear differently, but when they do come closer, you will know their features. But anyway, I feel that those dimensions and all of those beautiful souls are coming back to join us. That's what I think the new earth is. I feel that they will join us, but also they can go back if they don't want to play over here. But I do feel they have a lot of jobs, they have a lot of work to do when they come here. So they're very driven, they're mission oriented. They're not here to just distract. I do believe that they will come, they will heal your family, they will give blessings, they will give love, but they're one track mind. They're here for their mission. And then I do feel some will stay and some will go back. I do. Because they're interdimensional. They can just travel where they want to go. But that's what I'm getting. That's what's coming through. And I always am shown these they look like glass doors all the way around. So I don't know if that's a UFO or what, but they keep showing me glass doors that go in a circular. And they're able to go through different, basically what I think they're timelines. So I think they can go to the past, they can go to the future, they can go to the right now, they can go to where they need to heal people or they need to greet souls that are coming. So it's very galactic, but also very angelic all at the same time, what I'm being shown. And it is dark versus light still in those realms. And I feel that has a lot to do with why the government has always hid the information of the aliens, the UFOs, all of that, because it would just be too unbelievable for so many to understand that a lot of the beings that are coming are actually loved ones that departed the earth, because they are starseeds. They are galactic angelic beings. But not all of them are good either, because there are still the dark versus the light. Okay, so it's the soul. Depends on the soul. Were they of dark or were they of the light, right? So that depends on what team they're on. But let's take a look, because they did show me the transformation of the death card, and then it just kind of rolled into the glass doors that they showed me again. But I feel like that has a lot to do with time travel too. I really do. You can return to the past. They can go back and change things. And I think a lot of the Mandela effects too. I think just like a spirit can mess with lights, they can flicker my lights, they can blow out a candle. They could do things like that. I also think they have a lot to do with the Mandela effect too. Certain things, deja vu, they'll put you back in a past situation to remind you of them, or to remind you of maybe a decision or something you said, but they'll put you back there. So they can also mess with your consciousness if you are open to it. If you tap into different dimensions, which we all can, because we all have the Christ consciousness, and they know that. So yeah, they can play with that too. But let's see what else would like to come through as I pull. What other galactic messages would they like to share with us today? Let's see. King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're very protected is what I'm getting to. They're showing me that they're also saying don't scare the people. So don't scare the people. We are very protective. We just like to protect and love, and we're here to heal. So they're not wanting to scare anyone when they return, when they show face, when the government does. I feel like they will disclose. Let's ask that. Will the government fully disclose, or are they going to sugarcoat it to make it more simple for people to understand? Or are they going to disclose all of it, of who these beings actually are? And I believe that Trump has also, he's one of them. He's interacted with them. He's a time traveler. He knows all this stuff. So is that all going to be disclosed at some point? Let's just ask it. Here we go. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords in reverse. So it's going to be little by little, but it is a yes. Okay, the past will be revealed. It looks like first. So the true history, his story is the word history, right? So they're going to first start going way back. They're going to go way back in time and show things. Okay, so they're going to do history first, and then kind of gradually come into today's world, which today's world is much different. The galactic activity is much different than it was, and now they're showing me JFK. So during JFK's time and his era, it's much different so a lot of changes have happened. So they're going to show transparency with JFK's time, with the UFO and the galactics and their activity and healing, and also the travel of our leaders to the galactics and back. So they'll disclose things of that nature, but the travel has changed. A lot has changed since that's what they're showing me from JFK to now. So they have an arrow pointing to JFK and an arrow pointing to Trump. So it's like both directions. So there's two different directions. That's what they're showing me. So, okay, very interesting. We'll have to get more back on this. We'll do more galactic readings as time goes on. Afterlife, that's what they're showing me too. So afterlife is actually galactic dimensions. Okay. So let's see what else would like to come through. Here we go. Anything else before we wrap up the show? We're going on 44 minutes. Let's see. The Hermit card. Okay. So the Hermit card, I also have this beautiful card that I created of overcoming. Okay. So, and I do feel that they are trying to reassure us. They're trying to make me tell you to not be scared, because they keep saying that, don't scare the people. So they also, in their disclosures, when they disclose all of the history, they're not going to want to scare people either. But anyway, the Virgo card, the Hermit, he hides things. There's certain information that cannot come out during even a channeling at this time. That's what I'm getting from that. But the Ace of Wands is our intuition and our Nine of Cups. So I want to just remind everyone, as they're reminding me about, they're showing me ascension, remind the people to pay attention to what's around them in their immediate world. Pay attention to what's around in your immediate world. The loved ones, the plants, the flowers. Okay, so nature. So pay attention to what's around you. Pay attention to the reactions that the animals have, the insects, the animals, their reactions. Because that is also an insight to the other worlds, the other dimensions. So that's very interesting. So pay attention to your ascension. Pay attention to what you're doing for yourself, your inner work, okay? That leads me to my other deck. Let's pull from Eternal Connections. So this is the deck that was going to be a book, but I don't really read books. I flip through pages and read them. So I'm like, let's make it into a deck. So Eternal Connections. Let's see, what is the message that the Galactics would like me to pull from my own deck? Channeled information. What message would you guys like me to share with the collective today to help them enhance the connection with Christ consciousness? Here we go. The message is take action. This may be a sign to put yourself out there more in the world. Be heard, be seen. This may also be a sign that you need to take action and stop waiting for something to happen, but make it happen. And also past loved ones. When in communication, prayers with loved ones on the other side, they often seem more present when nature, flower. That's so weird. We were just talking about nature and flowers when they are near. Create an altar space for your daily meditation, channeling, prayer. Ask your angels or angel galactics, okay, to help you and protect you when you communicate. All right, nature, flowers often symbolize various virtues such as love, faith, and hope, as well as significant events in the lives of biblical figures. For example, the lily represents purity, innocence, and resurrection. All right, and while the rose symbolizes love, beauty, and hope, flowers also serve as reminders of God's presence and love, and they are often used as metaphors for divine qualities or attributes. So given the fact that they just, like what I was channeling before I pulled cards, was about nature, connect and watch the reaction of the insects and the animals, and then they give us this, it's definitely connected. They're trying to tell us to really connect with the outside, with what's going on out there in our surrounding, in our world, our surrounding world around you right now. That's really cool. So I really want that information to come out right now to you guys right now. And communicate with them. Ask them. Just as we did today. Ask them for messages. Ask them for guidance. Don't be scared. But anyways, thank you all. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, because I better wrap this up, I have a reading very soon. If you're interested in a personal reading, go to arcanashores.net. I always have some great little specials going on. Right now, I'm really enjoying doing this 6-month reading for you guys. A lot of you are ordering the 6-month. So I'm taking you guys, I'm doing August and we're going all the way to January. And I'm pulling cards on each month to see what I can channel for you about your own personal life. So it's pretty fun. It's very interesting. So all of that is involved on my website, arcanashores.net. But thank you all for being here. If you guys have any prayer requests, if you're going through a hard time, go to starcanashores@gmail.com. And I have no problem doing a major prayer for you. But anyways, thank you guys. I will be back on Sunday with Jason. I appreciate all your love and support out there in the chat. But I'll see you guys soon. You guys take care. and have a great rest of your Thursday, Friday, weekend. I'll see you guys Sunday. Bye.